Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim, a Canadian girl. This morning I was talking to a friend and subscriber of mine who was asking me about encouraging growth in our cichlids. So I decided to share my thoughts, so please stay tuned. This is my 75-gallon Mbuna community. I just finished a 50% water change. I rescape this aquarium weekly as well. I find I seldom have aggression issues when I keep the scape new and interesting. This morning I was talking to a friend and subscriber of mine, DANTE'S Wildlife. Dante was asking about encouraging growth in cichlids, so I decided to share my thoughts on this subject with him in mind. There is a link at the end of this video that you can go check out his channel. Dante has a fairly new channel where he shares his love of all animals. I would love for you to go check out his channel and share some love. The juveniles that I added last week to this aquarium are doing amazingly well. I can already see a difference in their size. I do believe that they grow much faster when they're in a larger aquarium. There are other ways to encourage growth as well. However, you do not want their growth rate to be excessive, or there can be negative repercussions such as their shape, failing to color up, and shortening their lifespan. The most obvious way is by feeding a proper diet of foods that are rich in all the nutrients that your fish require. Feeding the proper amounts of food and having a schedule for doing so will help promote your fish's growth. Of course, it's important not to overfeed. Feeding the proper amount is best determined by how quickly they consume their meal. Whatever they consume in 3 seconds is all they need. Doing this 3 times a day and you will have an optimal feeding schedule. As you can see in this aquarium, I have different size cichlids. Therefore, I must combine different size pellets in order for each to get what they need. And that's exactly what I do. I combine 3 different sizes of pellets to accommodate each size of cichlid. Water conditions are also important in encouraging healthy growth. Not all fish require the same water parameters, so it's vital you do your homework and find out what best suits the fish you have. Do not combine species with exceedingly different needs in water levels. You will end up with parameters that are okay for most, but not optimal for any, thereby inhibiting a healthy growth rate. This is another area where quarantining new fish is very important. You do not want to introduce new fish that could be harboring disease. Sick fish or even medicated fish do not grow well. If you do have a fish that requires treatment, it's far better to remove it to an isolation tank and treat him only rather than treating the entire tank. Even a tub or large pail with a sponge filter will be adequate for a short-term isolation. It's also recommended that you pre-soak all your new plants in a water solution of salt of 3% just to rid them of anything that they may be carrying. Choosing tank mates for your fish is also important in stimulating growth. If you have bullying or dominating fish, the smaller, weaker ones that you want to grow will be stressed, directly affecting their development. It's also crucial that you never keep schoolers singly, as they don't do well alone and often die because of it. A schooling species needs to school. A group of 6 is adequate, but more would be better. Overstocking can be a stress relief for the weaker, smaller fish as they can get lost in the crowd, having the opportunity to get away. Providing cover and hiding places is another way to ease stress. Basically, creating the healthiest environment you can will ensure your fish grow at a healthy rate. I have already noticed quite a change in size since adding these new juveniles. I'm very happy with how they're getting along. The aquarium is a joy to me. Since removing the 2 large OBs that ruled the tank, there seems to be a more peaceful feel to the community. My white pearl zebra appears to be the tank boss. He is not overly aggressive. It's more like he's just keeping order. There are times when I see that large Kenai challenge him, but it's never become a fight, so far anyway. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.